Hello there, my name is Mackenzie. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for being here. Today we are at my desk because we are going to be looking at my anticipated releases from 2021 to 2022. These are lists on my GoodReads, which is always linked down in the description box for you guys if you ever want to check out my GoodReads, look at my lists, that kind of stuff. So I have already put out my first quarter of 2023 anticipated releases video. I'll put that up in the cards for you guys. I am going to be doing the anticipated releases videos as quarterly videos from now on instead of monthly videos, because I feel like when they were monthly videos, I just let myself put whatever on there, which is where this video comes into play. Because we're going to be going through all of the books that I put on my anticipated releases for the year of 2021 and 2022 and seeing if I still actually want to read them. So this is the first kind of like group culling that I'm doing of this list. It has pretty much stayed the same since I made it. The only differences would be like if I actually bought one of the books and now they're on my physical TBR shelf on GoodReads. So let me just pop my screen up here. Let's pull up GoodReads. So this is my GoodReads. I need to update that picture. But as you can see, I have quite a few shelves. I have the books that I've read, what I'm currently reading, what I want to read. This is a nebulous kind of wish list thing that I have going. I also have a physical TBR shelf. Now this, as far and as close as I can make it, is accurate to date. Now this video might change some things. So it might be more accurate after this video, but it is still as accurate as I can make it. I also have the anticipated releases shelves, my manga TBR shelf, which I am keeping separate from my physical TBR shelf because I count them in different ways. I kind of had this whole long rant where I was talking about, what video was that? In my series TBR check-in video, where I was talking about how the story arcs for manga is different than it is for stories. Even when novels are in a series, it's still different and I treat them differently. So I just kind of keep them separate. I have a waiting for release date shelf and a DNF shelf. So grab something to drink, maybe something to eat. I don't know how long this video is going to be. We're going to try and go through it as fast as possible, but let's just go. Let's start. So in 2021, we'll sort them by date published. Gosh, there are so many. I'm already overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. Oh man. Let's just go through. And if I don't want to read it, I don't want to read it. We're just going to take it off. Okay. Okay. And then once I hit the X, I can take it off, right? Like, you sure you want to remove from your books? It will permanently remove the books from your shelves. And what if can I just edit to take it off the shelf? No, I can move the shelf or I can take it off. All right. I also have some notes that I have taken, not as many as I would have hoped because I was hoping these notes were going to make it easier on me. Gosh, I really was hoping I did more notes. Anyways, let's go through. So the Tangleroot Palace, I remember this. I think about it all the time, mainly because when I did the video for it, I kept calling it the Tangleroot Place, and I was like, I will never live that down. Okay, the graphic novel Monstrous, I've heard a ton about. Story collection. I'm really trying to get into more short stories also because I think they can be fascinating. All right, we still want to read it. The Bonefire, I almost immediately don't want to read it. I thought this was a different book, actually. I think the book I'm thinking about is like Girls on Fire or something, and I have that book. This is a translated work about an otherworldly grandmother saving a young orphaned girl. Okay, I still want to read that. The Soul of a Woman. A woman.
A woman!
Oh, man. This is a nonfiction feminist work by Isabel Allende. This is another translated work. And Gabriel Garcia Marquez is listed as an influence. Okay, this is one of those like where I'm like, I'm not happy to be reading this because I live this life, but it is something that I think is enriching, so we'll keep it on there. The Gilded Ones continues to have a 4.0 on GoodReads, which I'm like, is it really that good? You know what I think? especially because they're so close together. The Gilded Ones and Persephone Station. I really wanted Persephone Station to be great, and it isn't. And The Gilded Ones is great, and I didn't really care if it was going to be great or not. And The Gilded Ones is great, I believe, and Persephone Station has been said to be not that good. And that bothers me. So I'm going to keep both of them on the list. I am, however, going to take Roman and Jewel off of the list because I don't care about Romeo and Juliet retellings anymore. I don't think I care about them. I'm struggling with retellings recently, but I don't think I care. And I'm also taking Nick off of the list by Michael Ferris Smith because though I don't love The Great Gatsby, ironically, it's like a red flag that I love The Great Gatsby. Like, that's not something that I'm proud of to like. So we're just going to take that off the list and move on with my day. We have a couple of firsts in a series. Hang on. Dowry of Blood. I have the other cover, I believe. So I'm going to take this cover off of the list. And we're going to talk about the two other firsts in the series that are right here. Cast in Firelight and Wings of Ebony. Now, I feel like I haven't heard of anybody reading these books. This girl's name is Rue, and my necklace is backwards. Shot dead in her doorstep? Dear Jesus. Not the doorstep. Is this out already? It is out already. And it's only a 2-book series. I'm still into it. It's very much giving like Maximum Ride vibes. I don't think she has wings. Does she have wings? I'm looking for wings. I didn't see wings, but I'm still excited. Okay, Cast in Firelight. Oh, wow. I hate when they do stories like this. When they do summaries for stories like this, it's so YA to me. Adra? This is dumb. No, a 3.95. I have heard 0 people talking about this. Why does it have such good and high ratings? I'm going to keep them both on here. And what I'm going to do is wait until I hear something negative about it, and then I'm going to take them off. Because they have such high ratings that it should be good. So we have On Fragile Waves and Winter's Orbit. And I know Winter's Orbit is a series. So there's 2 of them. There's 3 of them? Oh. Whew. Book 1.5. A standalone space adventure about a bond that will change the fate of the world. Wait. It's not... I'm much more interested because they're different people. And is this nonfiction? It's not. This feels very historical fiction, and I don't know how into that I am going to be. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to leave Winter's Orbit on. Okay, Rise of the Red Hand Mechanics. Where is that? No, Rise of the Red Hand. The Mechanists? When is this one coming out? This one isn't coming out for a while, is it? Oh, it is. It's already out? I heard nothing about this. All I keep thinking is like A Memory Called Empire and A Desolation Called Peace were like super depressing, but I lived. And I don't know if I'll be living here. The Library of Dead by T.L. Hucho continues to tempt me every time I go to the bookstore. So that's not going nowhere. We do have The Witch's Heart, which is... I'm much more interested now after watching my husband play God of War, the new one. So this is about Angrboda, Loki's wife. I think this is going to be... You know what would be really fun? Is to read this along with Cersei. It's gonna stay. So we have Madam by Phoebe Wynne, The Lost Apothecary, and Down Comes the Night. And I think I'm definitely keeping Down Comes the Night because I think it is magic, gothic, young adult romance, and queer. Yeah, we're going to keep that one on the list. The Lost Apothecary, I do not believe I am going to... Here's the thing. This was in everybody's. Like, everybody picked it up for Book of the Month. And I don't think that I saw a single person love it. Everyone read it. I don't think anybody gave it more than a 3-star. They would say they loved it, but did they? Oh no, Madam has an even a lower rating. Gothic tale pitched as a haunting backdrop populated by an electrifying cast of heroines. I wonder if it just hasn't found its right niche. Because mystery gothic, historical fiction, feminist tale, haunting, really. So we'll take off The Lost Apothecary. Sing me to sleep. Sing me to sleep. Almost immediately out of these four, I don't think I'm still interested in like any of them. I haven't heard of anybody reading them, and there are so many other books that I want to read more than this. What do I want to read right now? I really want to read the Thursday Murder Club series. There's a really big desire for that. And if I want to read, do I want to read any of these more than that? I don't even remember what The Memory Collectors is about. No. I don't really like literary fiction, like at all. No, I don't care about The Bowmaker. So let's get rid of all of those because I don't want to read any of them more than Thursday Murder Club. This is a good way to do it. Good job, Mackenzie. I thought this was going to be hard. It's still hard because we're only in March, but we're making progress. Things are happening. Memory Collectors. Firekeeper's Daughter, I'm just really not interested in. Do I have to read sad things? I don't have to. And I don't have to be sad. I do love Asian horror, but this is not a horror. This is a thriller. And I don't think that's going to give the same thing for me. Meet Me in Another Life. We're just going to do it like that. Yeah, I don't want that one. Not this one. I don't really want... I do. I do want more Greek retellings. I don't want Sister Song because that looked... it looked meh. It looked mid, if I'm going to be honest. The Cost of Knowing... I don't want to read these Jane Austen retellings because it makes me want to read Jane Austen, and reading Jane Austen is depressing. I don't like it. Of Tubes and Tides, I don't want to read. It's giving That's So Raven. This is a 4.0 average with 2,000 ratings. You know what? Do I want to read it more than the Thursday Murder Club? I do want to read The Ones We're Meant to Find because that one seems like one of those like twisty kind of sci-fi stories, and I like that. There's Sorrowland. Is that by Rivers Solomon? I don't know how much I want to read that anymore. I don't want to read it. I don't want to read Blade of Secrets. I don't want to read China Room. I do want to read Blackwater Sister because I love Zen Show. I don't know if I want to read the plot because I want to read Yellowface, and Yellowface is basically the same thing, and like I don't know if I need to read it from the perspective of a white man. I'll read it by R.F. Kuang, I think. Son of the Storm, I think I do want to read. Marvelous Mirza Girls, I don't want to read. Tokyo Ever After still intrigues me, and I still feel like I want to read it. Aetherbound. I don't want to read it. I don't. I read recently, it was one of the books from the Rick Riordan imprint, and it was taking place in space, and the writer was not very descriptive, and so everything felt very like unconnected and disjointed, and I couldn't get into it. So I feel like unless I know the author, I really don't want to get into something like that. So we have Threadneedle, The Nician Smile. I still want to read that. Look at the cover. For the Wolf, I do not think I want to read. I do want to read The Witch King. I don't want to read Instructions for Dancing or The Maidens or Daughter of Sparta. I kind of still want to read Wendy Darling. What's Threadneedle about? And Wendy Darling. Of course it takes place in London. It's this line right here where I'm like, that's just a little bit too YA for me. We'll leave that for the real YA girlies. Oh, is this the like... Yes, this is the horror retelling of Peter Pan, where Peter comes back for Wendy and instead takes Jane. So we will be keeping that one on the list. Because I really love, after reading, oh, it's called Lost Boy by Christina Henry. I loved that story, and I never realized that the original Peter Pan was like, I guess, kind of like horrific and scary. And now getting more like actual horrific redone versions of it intrigues me. They also did one called Hooked. Okay, so it's not, I mean, this is me. Fans of retellings, Christina Henry and V.E. Schwab. That's for me. That was for, but it doesn't look like they're part of a series. Okay, so we have Gear Breakers, which I do still want to read. Six Crimson Cranes. I don't want to read. I don't want to read Half Sick of Shadows, If You Then Me. The Empire's Ruin, I do. Rise to the Sun, I don't. At least not in the sense where I'm looking for, like, something. In the summer, something happens to me, and I just want to listen to YA romance all day. And I'm pretty sure it's because my summer days are very long, and I work in the sun with kids all day, and so I just want something easy and to take my mind off of things. So I am not going to leave those books on my anticipated releases. I'm going to leave books that I really want to pick up physically on my anticipated releases. Because when I go to look for a YA romance, I literally just look up YA romances of whatever year and go through them. That's what I did in 2021, and I read almost every YA romance that came out that year. It was spectacular, and I loved it. So we're going to get that off of here. What We Devour, I'm almost positive I still want to read. Look at that cover. It's icky. Oh no, not a Violent Ruler. This has a low rating and everything. I don't know if I'm interested in, like, the plot. Look at this. Look at this. Although the writing is beautiful, I would be lying if I said I had any idea what the hell is going on. I kind of like stories like that. Beauty and the Beast with Wicked Saints. It's a standalone. Slow pacing, self-harm, death of a partner, and murder. The world building is super complex and throws you right in. Love it. We're keeping it on. It Ends in Fire. I do not... Andrew? Sorry, Andrew. I don't think I want to read that story. Where It All Lands? Becky Chambers is for some girlies. I am not one of those girlies. That's another YA romance. Up All Night, I'm sure, is great. She Who Became the Sun, definitely. Curses, though, no. For Your Own Good, I am very much still interested in. Not so much Red Wolf. All's Well, yes. Also A Lesson in Vengeance. I still want to give this a try. I have heard some people not be entirely, like, enthused with it. But maybe? Was it a debut? We're going to go with no, actually, because I remember a lot of the big complaint was how YA and, like, young the characters felt, which is, like, fair, but not for me. Okay, let me go back through and get rid of these, remove from my shelf. What was I even thinking with this cover? It doesn't even look good. That looks so convoluted. No, thank you. Once There Were Wolves... I do want to read Once There Were Wolves still. The Mismatch, no. The Wild Ones, no. Shards of the Earth, yes. How Moon Fuentes Fell in Love with the Universe. I feel like I do want to read that, though. I feel like I want to have it. I think it'll be great. No, 2YA. Oops, I got rid of it. Put it back. Mark of the Wicked? The Devil Makes Three, I think I still very much want to read. Nope, no Mark of the Wicked. Me Moth, yes. The Heart Principle, I don't know. I haven't read the other books yet that she has written. I know that I have one of them, maybe, even two of them, possibly. Forest Burn. I do still want to read it. It looks very magical. I love magical stuff. Dark and Shallow Lies. I do. I want to get into more YA mystery thriller stuff, and I think that this looks great and is still part of stuff that I want to do. Forestborn we're keeping. Okay. Forestborn, we are not going to keep Act Cool or The Charm Offensive. I've heard too many bad things about that one. Cassandra Caw? I already had her on here? Well, now I have to read that one. Among Thieves. Cassandra Caw wrote Nothing But Sharpened Teeth, and that one was great. How come every fantasy has to be like, we're a group of thieves? I don't care. I don't think I care. The Bones of Ruin, I don't think so. Haven't heard too many good things about it. I have barely looked over at you in forever. Sorry, I've been ignoring you. The Clash of Steel, which is a Treasure Island remix, I think I still want to read, though. Small Town Monsters, I don't think so. I don't care about We Can Be Heroes. The Inheritance of Orquídea Divina, I don't think has found its audience, and I don't think I am part of that audience. I don't care about Corpse Queen. I want to care about White Smoke, so I'm going to try and care about White Smoke. Under the Whispering Door, yes. Iron Widow, yes. To Break a Covenant, yes. Cursed Carnival, yes. Beasts of Prey, yes. The Sweetest Remedy, romance. Romance for me is like my romance in books is like comedy in movies. Why can't it be with another genre? I want another genre with it. Make it more. Even if you do a rom-com, oh my god, it's like I made something new. A Spindle Splintered, no. The Falling Girls, no. The Keeper of the Night, yes. Little Thieves, no. Within These Wicked Walls, no. Dreaming of You, though, yes, I am still interested in. Wild Tongues Can't Be Tamed, ooh, maybe yes, actually, now that I know what it is. Skin of the Sea. Lou from Lou Reading Things made a video recently describing how this story has a very disrespectful view on like an actual belief called the Yoruba belief. And now I don't know anything about that belief without Lou's video, so go and check out that video. But I do know that I don't think that I should be reading it. All of Us Villains, I'm pretty positive. No, I do have that. I have it somewhere, the first book. So let me just get this back into my... Let's put it on the physical TBR. Done. Okay. All right. So... Still a long-ass list, if I do say so myself. Oh, if this gets out. Let's get rid of that one. Still a long list. However, I think I am much happier with what is on this list, and the goal with all of this, with me even bothering with adjusting these lists, is when I go out to try and purchase a book, it should be something that I have anticipated, something that has come out recently, or something that is on my want to read list, a wish list of some sort, right? I shouldn't be sold to, basically, right? Like I should go with an intention of buying something that I actually want. So hopefully, with these lists being officially up to date, I have no reason, no rhyme, and no excuse to, like, not follow it, right? Okay, so all of these are from 2022 now. We're officially on this list. Right away, I still want to read Herrick's End, Jawbone, Alone with You in the Ether. I really do still want to read The Kindred. Do I want to read The Kindred? I felt like this... I did not get as good of reviews as I thought it was going to get, so maybe I don't. And then The Arrow to the Moon... I've heard nobody read it, and I don't know this author, and I don't want to read it more than the Thursday Night Murder Night Club. Thursday Murder Club night. This is the one where This is the series that I read, the Thousand Worlds series, that Dragon Pearl. And I felt like it was not written very well. I have not read Tiger Honor, and apparently Fox Snare is also going to be coming out. And honestly, you guys, I think I might DNF this series because I don't really care about it. Okay, next we have Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which I am still interested in. Also, Battle of the Linguist Mages. I had a smut moment, and now I just like my romance and my comedy. Why can't it just be in other things? So yeah, I'm going to take it off because I think that with things like this, I'm going to treat it differently, I think, like the way that I treat my manga. It's just different. It's something different. I'm going to take it off. Icebreaker, however, I know is a YA romance, but I feel like I'm going to love this. I feel very much like I'm going to love this. So I'm going to keep it on my anticipated releases. Only a Monster. I'm not going to read Beautiful Little Fools, but Only a Monster. Oh no. No, I don't care about that one. I do, however, care about Golden Boys, and I am keeping that on there. Ophelia, after all, is one of those where I can read on audiobook. Dead Silence, heard good things about. Truly Assumed, I don't think I care. Moonwitch Spider King, absolutely, I'm still interested, as well as Reclaim the Stars. The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, I don't think so. Neither Extasia. I heard somebody get so upset about how Extasia was boring and not good, and I was like, you know what? I can see how that could be a letdown. I can see how that could be a huge letdown. And I'm not in the business of huge letdowns. Tiny letdowns, if any at all. Maybe I will read The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, because it does, like, it has a good rating. It's a standalone. It seems really interesting. I'm going to leave it. Extasia we're getting rid of. The Lost Dreamer. I feel like Lost Dreamer is going to give for me not like unfulfilling vibes because I need it to be more adult. So we're going to take it off. I'm leaving Sundial. I'm leaving All My Rage. I'm getting rid of Hook, Line, and Sinker. The Book of Living Secrets. Oh, horror. I think we're going to keep it. I think we'll keep it because it is giving like real creepy gross, and I love that. Genre bending page turner. Good. Ooh, Portal Fantasy. Love that. Okay, so we'll keep that on there. Blood Scion. I don't know. I don't think I'm into that. Into Blood Scion. Not for me. I feel like I am still interested in a Far Wilder Magic. Yes, I am. I am still interested. One for All. Meh. And They Lived is another romance. Dating Dr. Dill, I have not heard was the best. Being Mary Bennett, we're going along with the retellings of the Jane Austens, and I can't be in that. Wrath and Mercy, I hated the first book. That one was awful. The Bone Orchard, I think I still want to read this. It has a lower rating than I would have liked it to have. No, I don't think I want to read it. Like, I'm tired of reading stories about, like, the women that, like, kings or emperors are abusing. Like, I just hate that. And this isn't even a retelling. We also have This Is Ever After by F.T. Lukens, but F.T. Lukens is the one that wrote the In Deeper Waters, which I understand. This is not a gay pirate story. But that's what everybody told me it was, and that's what it was pitched on, and it's really just not. It's absolutely not. This is so much more like political intrigue and like somewhat variation of mermaids, and I kind of hate it. So I didn't want that. And now I'm just very nervous about any FT Lukens because they are being pitched inappropriately. And they're pitching it to me as Carry On meets the Arthurian legend. And Carry On by Rainbow Rowell was literally one of my favorite stories ever. With Simon Snow and Baz, this is a great story, and I'm not going to read something pitched with that story and it's not going to be right. I'm so not interested. Wild and Wicked Things I am still interested in. However, in a Garden Burning Gold, which looks great, which I thought I would be interested in. I watched Books and Lala read this one and also This Vicious Grace, which I did end up purchasing, and she said that basically the plot is the same, but This Vicious Grace is doing it so much better. So we're going to keep this one. If I do see it, I don't think we'll see it on my anticipated releases anymore because I have it physically now. But I'm going to read that one and take In a Garden Burning Gold off. We also have Hotel Magnifique. Low rating for fans of Caraval and the Night Circus. And I think that people, when they write for fans of the Night Circus, I don't think that they mean it the way that they should mean it. Like, fans of the Night Circus should be for ephemeral writing that is much more about, experiences and descriptive writing as opposed to what's actually happening, and a circus that brings about this love of humanity. Now, I'm positive that this is really just going to be about a circus or possibly someone running away with it. I don't really think I care. And it looks like actually the only reason they're calling it the Night Circus is because this hotel travels wherever, however, and in a magical way. Hang on, my allergies are starting to act up. I'm going to light my allergy candle. Don't mind me. So I don't think that I am interested in this one really at all anymore. And then I woke up, though. I absolutely am still interested in Aruj Shah. I think that's the last one that I have, so I'll keep that on there. Sophie and the Bone Song, I don't think I care. Spear, I do think I care still. And it's a standalone. A queer retelling. A retelling? Where is it a retelling of? I don't know. I don't want to know, but it looks great. I'm still interested in. Fevered Star, I'm still interested in that. Nettle and Bone. Electra, yes. Seasonal Fears, yes. Not good for maidens. I am really still interested in this one. I know somebody read it, and I don't know if it's for everybody, but I do think it is for me. When Women Were Dragons, I heard was from Jessie from Bowties and Books, said that this was very, not that good. Like all things that are gendered, I think it kind of excludes a lot of people who do exist in reality for the sake of their gendered story. So I don't think I'm going to be reading that one. We have Ballad in Dagger, which I am interested in. So this is a Rick Riordan imprint, and I really think that this could be great. It gives real urban fantasy, and I'm really interested in that still. I think this is one it very much reminds me of Legendborn by Tracy Dion, but I think that this is more what I'm into versus Legendborn. We have Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Do I have an Emily Henry? I really need to figure out if I like some of these authors before I start anticipating their books. I don't want to read it more than the Thursday Night Murder Club. Neither I Kiss Shara Wheeler. We have the second of this Adrian Tchaikovsky series, which I am still interested in. Siren Queen, I am still interested in. I feel like this is very much like Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I think that this one is going to be the one that actually works for me. Dark Stars, still interested in. Just Like Mother, I think I'm still interested in. Also, The Lesbiana's Guide to Catholic School. Melt With You by Jennifer Dugan, who is my favorite YA author. I am still interested in. A Cruel and Faded Light. I don't think I'm into this series anymore. I don't like this cover. I forgot what the whole plot was. I really feel like I need more from it, I think, in order to continue. I really feel like this Not like Sarah J. Maas is the only person who's allowed to do fantasy this way, but this was really giving like Crescent City vibes, and I didn't like Crescent City 2. I really just didn't. And I mean, I don't know that I'm going to continue to like this. So I'm going to take it off. I'm also going to take it off of my series TBR so that way I can make room. Okay, cool. It doesn't look like it's on my series TBR anyway. Awesome. Black Tide, I don't think I'm into anymore. Maybe? This is one of the Tor Nightfires. Cujo meets a quiet... I am still into it. I also like the Nightfire stuff. So even if I don't read it, maybe I'll listen to it. A Game of Retribution? No. Her Majesty's Royal Coven? Yes. August Quito and the Mechas from Space? Yes. Dauntless? I want to say yes. Yes, absolutely, actually. Dauntless, yes. Youngblood, yes. Marian Awakening of Terror, yes. Nightmare Fuel, the science of horror films, absolutely yes. Now, The Book Eaters, I have heard not good things. So, Nakia from Nakia's Hideaway said that this is a dual timeline, and it focuses a lot on gender equality, which is really not what I was hoping for from this. I was hoping for creepy horror, scary kid, kind of deal. Because it says, like, her son is not, like, okay with just eating books. Now he wants to eat human minds. And I'm like, yes. Horror, scary kid, murder, weird magic anyway. That's what I was really hoping for. And this is more so about gender inequality. Which, great. I already lived that life. I really don't need a story about it. Let's just move on. We have The Undead Truth of Us by Brittany S. Lewis. And why do I feel like she wrote something else? Did she write? No, she didn't. I thought she also wrote something else. And I am still interested in this. This is kind of like one of those weird, like, it's kind of giving woman eating vibes, but for zombies. And I really loved woman eating. So we're going to leave that on there. We have The Monsters We Defy, ragtag crew for a heist in 1925. I really don't think so. I don't think so. Not for me. No, thank you. Mason Deaver I also loved, but I'm just going to get that off of there. We have The Oleander Sword. Look, me and Mason Deaver, I think I only read one from him that I loved. I've only read one. I'm not going to keep him on there. It's not going to happen. Love you, Mason. I'll read you on audio. We also have The Oleander Sword by Tasha Suri, which is The Burning Kingdoms. I'm going to get it off of here because I don't know if I'm going to be continuing that series, and I don't just want to have sequels on here for the hell of it. I think I'm done with The Book of Tea. That was really not good for me. I really didn't like it. I thought it was so boring, and I'm getting it off of there. So we also have The First Binding by R.R. Virdi. It looks really cool. It's a series. Of course it is. All legends are born of truths as much as lies. We have high fantasy, sci-fi fantasy. I'm going to keep it on there because I'm really excited for that. We have Babel, which, yes. We have The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. Yeah, fantasy, paranormal, romance. Yeah, that one. Lord of the Fly Fest, yes. Three Kisses, One Midnight, I don't think so. Suburban Hell, yes. Weight of Blood, yes. The Witch in the Well, no, I don't think so. I don't think so, Witch in the Well. All right, let's remove these from my shelf. We have Coven by Jennifer Dugan. I'm going to leave it on there. I am still interested. I want to see what this graphic novel of hers does. We have The Sunbearer Trials, which I am still interested in. We have Self-Made Boys, a Great Gatsby remix by Anna Marie McLemore. Now, McLemore is a favorite author of Perpetual Pages, and Perpetual Pages finds novels that are so interesting, and I love the way that they talk and review stories. I'm really interested. I'm going to leave it here. I really want to read it. As well as The Gathering Dark, an anthology of folk horror. I'm going to leave that on here. Stephen King, fairy tale. I am still interested in. We have The Depths. I am still interested in because it's giving gothic, but on like a jungle. And I love that. Nona the Ninth, still want It Looks Like Us. Still want You're Invited. I have almost no desire to read now that I've missed the Literally Dead Book Club pick. Like, now that I've missed it, I don't care. Couldn't care less. We have Eternally Yours, which I do love the cover for, but do I love the inside? Okay, so it's an anthology imagining worlds where the only thing more powerful than the supernatural is love, which is so cute and so YA, and I really... Not for me, I don't think. Daphne is for me. Jackal, I've heard a lot of bad things, but Bree from the Locked Booktician loves it, and I love Bree, so I'm going to leave it on here. Loot, I don't think I'm interested in at all because it gives so much YA. It gives so much YA. I think I just don't like the cover, but I am interested in it, maybe? It's a 3.75. Wicker Man meets Final Destination. I do love Final Destination. And it's only 274 pages, so maybe I'll read that on audio. Empress of the Night, which is the second to Keeper of the Night, I am still interested in. If You Could See the Sun, I don't think I care. I don't think I care about finding out your rich classmates' secrets. I don't care. I do care about The Spare Man. Do I care about Road of the Lost? Ooh, I love the cover. Perfect for fans of The Cruel Prince. Oh, Croy is a brownie. Yes, we want to read it still. That's how my reaction should be. It should be, yes, I want to read it. Lavender House, I don't really know. Where Black Stars Rise? I don't think so. Self-Portrait with Nothing. No Lavender House. No Soap Empire. Don't care. This is a comic, and it's supposed to be Lovecraftian, but I don't know how... I don't really like that art style, I don't think. Abandoned as an infant on the local veterinarian's front porch.
Abandoned as a pup, he was found by Muriel, who lives in the middle of nowhere.
Is this supposed... No literary fiction. I just really don't care about literary fiction. Anywhere You Run, I do still want to read. Sea Sparrow. I don't know if I want to read anymore. I think I'm done with the Graceling realm. I think that there was no overall story development of the books as a series before writing happened. Kristen Cashore had a great idea, and I think she wasn't sure how she wanted to explore it. So she explored it first by writing Graceling, and then she wrote Fire, and then I think that she was like, well, I could keep this going. And we could write Bitterblue, and I could find these characters and bring them all together. But as soon as Bitterblue and Winterkeep, I think Winterkeep's the fourth one, as soon as those ones came out, instead of what she was originally doing with the story, where it was telling this magic system, the idea, and the world through the eyes of different characters from around the world, let's talk about just this small set of characters. And it became less about the world building and more about political intrigue. And then the romances started becoming less of what I wanted. And I'm sorry, but a grown man who watches a child grow from being literally a child to an adult should not then therefore have a relationship with that child. And I should not, as the reader, have to root for that relationship. That was disgusting to me. That, I think, was the last straw for me. And yeah, it's great that he grew from a complaining, whiny man to a normal man. But that love, no, that's inappropriate. That's entirely inappropriate. I don't believe in that. So no thank you. The Ones We Burn, however, I did just get on sale. So I was very excited because this one is a standalone, which makes me very happy. So we will be moving this to my physical TBR. Oh, I touched something and I think I skipped a whole bunch. Okay. The Genesis of Misery by Neon Yang. Yes, I do still want to read it. We Spread by Ian Reid. I do definitely want to read it. Leech, Foul Lady Fortune, and The Restless Dark. Let's talk about those real quick. Leech was nominated for the Best Science Fiction. This is about an isolated chateau, a doctor who's died, and the replacement who's trying to solve the mystery of the disappearing doctor, and the Institute is losing track of many bodies. Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. Foul Lady Fortune, Miss Chloe Gong, I do not think is for me. I really don't think she's for me. I think that she writes pop music in the form of books, and that's great for y'all, but that's just not for me. The Restless Dark has much lower ratings than I would have hoped. However, I am still really interested in young adult thriller and mystery. And it's a horror too. I'm going to leave it on there. I want to try it out. Jackal, we already talked about. Loot. Okay, so I just skipped those ones for some reason. Now let's go down. We have The World We Make by N.K. Jemisin, which I love. The City We Became, so I'm so excited for the sequel. We have The Stars Undying. It is a space opera, perfect for readers of Ancillary Justice and Arcady Martine's A Memory Called Empire, and that's why I have it on here. Inspired by the lives and loves of Cleopatra and Julius Caesar. Okay, fine. I guess I will keep it on here because that sounds actually awesome. Even though I knew the end by C.L. Polk, I hear great things about and I still want to read it. Tread of Angels and Pulling the Wings Off of Angels, I both still want to read, very much so. I saw Tread of Angels by Rebecca Roanhorse. It's like this big. So I don't know if I will be paying for it. Maybe I'll just get it from the library, but it does sound very interesting. At Midnight is the new Dahlia Adler, which I do want to read still. The Two Doctors of Gorski, Never Ever Getting Back Together, A Million to One, and Queen of Myth and Monsters are the last set of books that I have on here. Let's talk about them. The Two Doctors of Gorski. It is a queer novella. Ooh, psychiatric magic and survivor of academic abuse can't stop reading people's minds. I'm sorry. Why does it have such a low rating? Let's look at the ratings. Why does everybody hate it? I like to look at the low stars to see if there's something that I should know about. Great concept, lackluster execution. I think a lot of people think that way with novellas. 2.5 out of 5, no rating. Wasn't for me, but maybe somebody else would enjoy the introspective nature or relate to the academic experiences described. That could be for me. I'm going to leave it on here because that does sound like it's for me. Never Ever Getting Back Together by Sophie Gonzalez. I feel like I've read quite a few Sophie Gonzalez, and I feel like they always work for me. Oh, no, I've read one, and it was perfect on paper, and it was amazing, and I loved it. I did want to read Only Mostly Devastated. Ooh. You know what? This is one of those cases where... Sorry, I just shook everything. This is one of those cases where I really just need to get back in my YA reading game, my romance reading game, and the way that I do that is through audiobooks. So if I'm really interested in a YA romance, I need to read it on audio because I don't know if I'm really going to want to have a physical copy for it to take up shelf space, but I think it does deserve maybe a read. But I did hear that this is kind of like a TV show thing. And I don't know how interested in that I am at all. We have A Million to One by Adiba Jagadar. I will always be interested in that one though. She wrote her other two books, Honey and Issues Guide to Fake Dating, and I forget what the other one is called, but it's also really, really good. So I really want those ones. Adiba Jagadar and Jennifer Dugan, my two physical YA contemporary romance authors that I will always buy physical books of. Could I have made that any more complicated to say? Probably. We also have Queen of Myth and Monsters, which is the last one by Scarlett St. Clair, and I will be unshelving it from here because I don't anticipate these things. If I want to continue reading that series, then I will after I finish the first one. So I think that we did pretty well there. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. All right, so let's reload this page. We'll go back through just a real quick overview of everything. I'm sure it's still going to be an obscenely long list. And hey, look at it. There it is, an obscenely long list. I feel like there was some on here that I didn't talk about. Hang on, did I skip a bunch? Okay, hang on. We're going back through. Empress Crowned in Red, I don't know about. Home Field Advantage by Dahlia Adler, I don't know if I want a physical copy of. Hell Followed With Us, yes. Screams from the Dark, 29 Tales of Monsters and the Monstrous, yes. The Last Fallen Moon, I don't know about. Juniper and Thorn, yes. Ballad of Perilous Graves, yes. Harlem Sunset, yes. I was still interested in that. Blade Breaker, I don't think so. The Path of Thorns, we have a gothic fantasy. It looks like there's going to be werewolves. Creatures stalk the woods, haunt the halls. It has a high rating. Only 1,000 people have read it, though. But people who do love it, so I'm going to leave it on there. Path of Thorns. The song that moves the sun and What Souls Are Made Of. I'm not going to read What Souls Are Made Of because Wuthering Heights, I'm not doing it. I also heard that this one, it needed more. Like, it wasn't giving what it said it would give, right? Like, it wasn't giving enough. So I'm going to get rid of all of those. I'm going back through one more time, make sure we didn't miss anything. Because apparently GoodReads out here be trying to make me look like a fool, like a damn fool, skipping things. So I officially think that that means we have gone through all of them. Yes, all of them. All of the anticipated releases for 2021 and 2022. If you really want to see me talk about all of these books in the months that I anticipated them, quote unquote, in the year of 2021 and 2022, I will link the playlist for the videos down below in the description box for you guys. Like I said, I'm going to be doing anticipated releases quarterly from now on, so that way I actually only put books on there that I am interested in. So for now, I believe that wraps up this whole video. So I really enjoyed doing this with you guys. It kind of helped me work through my process of why I have certain books on here, trying to get away from the hype and really, am I going to read this thing? Am I really excited about reading this thing? Do I actually anticipate it? What does that word mean, anticipation? Like, sometimes we just put it on books on these lists that everyone else is talking about because that's the game, that's the gig. But I don't think that it always has to be that way. So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope this video was somewhat fun for you. Like I said, GoodReads is always linked in the description box of every single video. So if you ever want to see me on there, look at what I have. GoodReads is more up to date than YouTube ever will be. I have what I'm currently reading, what I'm anticipating, what I've just bought. All of that stuff gets put on GoodReads right away because that's where I like to track my books. So if you want to stalk me a little bit more, GoodReads is the place to do it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!